good insight on
Well,
that.
one of my grandparents is from Ukraine, so.
Oh, no way.
Really? For real?
We were both Ukrainian.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
What's your name?
Don. Yeah, my parent, I forget which one, but one of them came over in the 1890's.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Over 100 years ago.
Well, the pogroms. Yeah, it was my grandfather. You know, I'm pretty old too. So.
You're Jewish?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of Jewish community in the city where I'm from Chernivtsi. That's on the border of Romania. Are you familiar with that?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. Huge Jewish community. The president of Ukraine is a Jewish right now.
Right.
That's what Russia holds against us, you know.
Well, you know, they're claiming that they're Nazis and the president is Jewish.
They also are claiming that we're Jewish lovers, and that's a bad in their book. Because, you know, Russia is very anti-Semitic, just as a culture. And
I have to stop my, there we go.
What's over there?
Well, that's my Apple Watch, so it tracks my walking. So if I'm not walking, I have to pause it so that.
No, we're thinking Masons are trying to control you and say stop talking right now. No, it's a joke.
I'm glad to hear that. I was getting a little bit worried there for a second.
Do you think?
Here's my wife. Her family is also from Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
Also?
Yeah.
Also.
Well, thank you for being from Ukraine.
Something about 80% of the Jews in America are from what was Russia back in those days,
Right.
which includes Belarus
Belarus, Ukraine,
and Poland. You know,
Poland,
yeah.
which it's not Russia, it's Russian Empire,
Right, that's
which
right.
was grabbing land
Right.
as they do,
Yeah.
you know. But it's good to recognize that these are different ethnic groups that claim their independence and pronounce their nationality and build their nation states, like Poland, like Ukraine, like Belarus.
Right.
And Russia doesn't want to respect that right now.
Well,
Do you think it's important to support Ukraine?
I definitely very avid supporter of Ukraine. I even sent some money to an orphanage in Ukraine.
Right.
We did, you know,
Right.
a while ago. Yeah.
Right. Sorry, I'm getting lost in thought. I didn't
I was
expect.
wondering, was there something more I was supposed to say?
No. I didn't expect to meet you, and it's kind of refreshing to that thin thread that goes through generations. You know, like. You know, my people are here from 1890's or like 1800s, and I came like 20 years ago. I have my friend who is here like for 3 years, you know, and we can meet here in the beautiful California and kind of discuss things and kind of be on the right side of history, right?
Right.
Because it feels like we're in trouble and we're not doing what we're supposed to do. Like, what do you think is wrong right now? Like, what's not?
God, I don't even know where to begin. Well, Trump is, you know, that's the problem. But it's also, you know, a lot of people who support him. And, you know, actually, the main point of division in this country is urban versus rural.
Right.
So in the cities, you know, are generally liberal. You know, generally more likely to be democratic, have liberal values, more internationalist, globalist. You know. And in the rural areas, they're much more conservative. They're much more religious,
Right.
And that's where you find things like Christian nationalism, and
Right.
you find you find people having extreme right-wing views. And I think but you know, that's nothing new. I mean, I'm a social psychologist by training, and in my first book, I did a lot of research on this, and there was research going back as early as the late 1940s. That showed differences in values between urban populations and rural populations.
Right.
So this is something that's been going on for, I don't know, a century, you know, maybe more.
Yeah, it's always like that.
Yeah. You know, and not to disparage our rural, you know, brothers and sisters, whatever, but they tend to be more conservative, and
that's fine. I mean, I have no problem with that. You know, when people ask me, are you like Republican or Democrat, are you liberal or conservative, I say I'm Ukrainian. You know, to me, I don't think there should be a division on supporting Ukraine, whether you're conservative or liberal or Republican or Democrat. That's such an easy stance to have to support Ukraine, to be on the right side of history, on the right side of events. When you wanna, do you wanna support somebody who is doing genocide, somebody who is lying, who is actively trying to destroy this country? Russia is at war with us right now, at least information war. They're attacking us. They're very ruthless in actions that they're taking. They don't care about us. They're trying to wreak havoc over here to weaken our support for Ukraine, and it's working right now. They're winning. you know, and how can you support that?
Well, you know, even Trump is starting to get a little bit impatient with Putin. So this is, I mean, you know, it's not hopeless yet because, you know, when he got elected, you know, and a lot of his supporters, they were very anti, you know, intervention in Ukraine and very against supplying Ukraine with ammunition and weapons. But I think that you know, Trump thought he was going to talk to Putin and everything's going to work out fine, and now he's just absolutely getting frustrated. And I think that he's beginning to get losing his patience. And I think if that happens, then it's very possible that the majority of Americans will fall in line behind Ukraine again. So
yeah, I mean that's such an easy position to take, and you know what's kind of concerning, because Russia has been doing this for a long time and they're very strong in information war space.
Yeah.
They have been elevating these Russian sympathizers to the level of they're in our national government right now.
Yeah.
For example, a lot of people has been saying that Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian asset, and she's been saying not only like repeating Russian propaganda, but just recently she's been saying very dangerous information.
Yeah,
For example, she's been misinforming you know, Trump, and she said remember we struck nuclear facilities in Iran, and right before we did that, she said, as a head of national intelligence, she said Iran is not trying to develop nuclear weapons, and Trump said, oh, she's wrong, and she fell in line. Of course, Trump is right.
Well, she actually may have been right. I mean, that you know, the
No,
jury's
no.
still out on that.
When we were bombing a nuclear facility, Russia had to evacuate the nuclear scientists out of there. She's been actually saying what Russia would ideally like her to say, and she was actually wrong. When Trump said she's wrong, and she agreed that you know Trump is correct, and they bombed it. They did bomb the nuclear facilities. They did have to evacuate Russian nuclear scientists who are actively helping Iran develop nuclear weapons right now to the country that's vowing to destroy us, and she's a head of national security, right? Intelligence, I mean.
Right.
Isn't that like worrying, like that?
Well,
that
I'm not a fan of hers. I never have been. You know, we're on a walk, so
I do appreciate
if there's
your
something else
input.
that I could respond to, I'm happy to. But otherwise,
Just continue being healthy, living good, having that smile on your faces, projecting what a great Ukrainian can be in this beautiful nation of us.
I'm half Ukrainian. So
Half Ukrainian?
Well, half Belarus and half Ukrainian. So
Nothing wrong with that.
right.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
About your book?
Well, I have several.
Oh, like at least like about one, like.
Well, actually, my most recent book is a travel book. So, because I originally was a psychologist, and then I switched to travel writing about 20 years ago. So, my book is it's called "Riding the Hula Hula to the Arctic Ocean." The hula hula is pardon me?
And after like your name, like your full name?
Yeah, Don Mankin, M-A-N-K-I-N, as in
All right,
mankind.
guys.
Right.
Let's make this a New York Times bestseller. Okay. So log in, buy that book.
It's almost out of print, but you know, but anything you can do, that'd be great.
Let's make life hard on this guy. He has to start printing books again. You know, he's enjoying his life too much. He needs to get back to work.
You have to get back to work. Okay, great.
Start printing those books.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good day.
See you guys later. Have fun.